discussed about the objectives and steps involved in plant breeding. All over the world, in the mid-60s, all over the world, there has been a considerable increase in food production. In most of the countries, we have seen this trend, including in our country. Particularly in the case of wheat and rice. Wheat belongs to the species Triticum aestivum, and rice, Oryza sativa. So in these two plants, we have seen a large number of new varieties have been created. As of today, in the rice plant, there are nearly 60,000 varieties that have been identified. This enormous increase was possible mainly because of significant contributions made by several scientists, and particularly a biologist by name Norman Borlaug. He developed semi-dwarfed varieties of wheat and rice, and this led to what we describe today as the Green Revolution. Therefore, Norman Borlaug is commonly described as father of Green Revolution in the world. And for this significant contribution, he was awarded a Nobel Prize in the year 1970. Similar attempts have been made in our country also, particularly under the significant contributions from Professor Swaminathan. He pioneered a similar research in our country and saw that the country take a step, like many other countries in the world, towards green revolution. For this reason, Professor Swaminathan is commonly described as father of Green Revolution in India. It is now documented that from 1968 to 2000, year 1968 to year 2000, production of wheat increased from about 11 million tons to about 75 million tons. From 11 million tons to about 75 million tons. Similarly, during the same period, production of rice increased from about 35 million tons to about 90 million tons. All this has been possible because of several modern techniques. Several modern techniques being used in plant breeding, apart from the conventional methods that we discussed in the previous class. Several modern techniques are now being used in plant breeding, like, for example, mutation breeding. And varieties of food crops are being produced in a large scale, meeting the objectives of high yield, improved quality, better environmental resistance, and resistance against pathogens and pests. Let us now see a few familiar examples.